Hello, word nerds! It's me and Kelly!
Woo!
Your favorite word nerds, right? Right?
We won't tell.
We are here with a write-in. Our first one of 2016, which is kind of a big deal. We're going to write all the words. If you've never done word sprints before, it's where we set an amount of time that we're all going to write, get stuff done, and then we check back in at the end and we share our word counts. You know, you can share lines that you like that you wrote. Feel free to share what you're working on. As usual, Google is still getting its act together, trying to figure out.
I'm not even convinced they're trying to get their act together at this point.
Yeah.
They've just given up on us.
Yeah. They don't care. If you know someone at Google, tell them to fix the comments. I lost my headphones.
Please hold.
Okay. It's cool. I'm cool. We will start our first sprint at the 40. Oh yeah, to comment, there is a link in the description to the discussion section where you can leave any comments you want, and if they are related to writing and are appropriate, we will answer them. Yeah, so what are you going to be working on tonight, Kelly?
I just clicked open the box, so you started talking at me from another screen. I got very confused. I'm working on some fantasy stuff. Basically rewriting scenes I've already written because I've made changes and stuff. So, how about you?
I am still working on my contemporary romance, but I finally sat down and wrote like a kind of synopsis of everything that has to happen between now and the climax of the book. And I should have done that a really, really long time ago, is what I'm realizing, because stuff is happening now. And so hopefully that goes well. And I can write all the words and then be done with it for a little while until revision.
It's been a long time for you on this one.
Yeah. What are you guys working on? Let us know in the comments. I'm refreshing the comments now. Hopefully you guys are commenting. 4 minutes until our first write-in. Prophetic Prose is here, has missed virtual write-ins. Me too, Prophetic Prose.
Me too.
I really need this. The Sockmaster is here for their first ever write-in. Yay! Also just the thing this person needs. So we could do this, guys. We're
Try to get it into your head what you're going to work on so that way you can just kind of jump right in. Because I tend to spend like my first write-in just being like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm trying to be better.
Like, what story am I writing? Yeah. Which character is this?
What are you reading right now?
What am I reading?
Yeah.
I'm reading Truthwitch.
Oh, okay. How far?
I'm not super far in. I've been on a weird nonfiction kick. So the first 3 books I've read, and the only 3 books I've read in 2016 so far, were all nonfiction. But Truthwitch is getting good. I'm like 100 pages in, maybe.
Yeah, it took a while to pick up, but then I was totally into it.
Yeah, it's such a big world that it's taking me a little bit to figure it all out.
Yeah.
So many things. I don't even know how she comes up with it. I'm reading this and it's like, how do they do it?
It must have taken so long. Like, that level of world building is always something I want to do, but I just get too intimidated, and then maybe next time.
Yeah, they have their own linguistic stuff and such intense magic. So much magic. It's good. You guys should read Truthwitch if you have not already. We've got 2 minutes till our first word sprint.
You're doing 20 minutes?
20 minutes. So it'll go until the hour. James Brody said, "This is my first write-in. Any advice?"
don't think too much about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to like nano my write-ins of just get words down. I can worry about this later. But depends on your writing style. Knowing what scene you're going to start with, I think makes a big difference. Even just like giving yourself a line to jump off with. So that way you know you have something.
Yeah. And there'll be people who have insanely high word counts, like in the thousands for every 20 minutes. And there'll be people with really low word counts. So just whatever you get is a victory, and it's going to be awesome. And there's 1 minute until we start. We've got lots of people here. The Luke Skywalker 2 is working on the second part of their fanfic alongside editing the first part. Molly Winter is changing the point of view of her manuscript to see if it helps. Ryan the Sky is here, probably going to be working on some stuff for YouTube instead, but is here. Welcome. The Sockmaster is working on a gender-bent steampunk retelling of Robin Hood.
Very cool.
Sounds really interesting. And the Luke Skywalker 2 is reading 1984. And on that note, it is 7:40 my time, something 40 your time. And so we're going to write really hard for 20 minutes. If you like prompts or things to try and throw into your scenes, someone is kissing in this scene. It could be your main character, it could be someone in the background, but someone is kissing.
Good luck.
Good luck. Oh, God. Time.
How'd it go?
Adequate. I should have taken our advice and double checked that I had everything prepared because my Dropbox wasn't synced up. So the synopsis that I worked so hard on last night hadn't been added to this computer. And then the Dropbox was full, so I had to delete stuff, and it was complicated. But I got 342 words. How'd you do?
765.
Yay!
I couldn't actually find the scene I was supposed to be rewriting, so I kind of just worked it from scratch, but that worked out okay.
That works. Let us know your word counts in the comments or on Twitter using hashtag WMSprint. If you're not following us on there, we are at YA Word Nerds. Let's see what the notification is. Okay. We've got Prophetic Prose wrote about 260 words. The Stockmaster got 298 words. Nima liked the part where the dog walked in. More dog, please. That's how I feel every day. Always more dog.
You're way nicer than me. I lock mine out during these things.
Yeah. Sometimes he's a butt, but usually he's okay. He's a little older than Piper. Even though he looks like a puppy and I love him.
How old is he?
He is almost 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We've got DKJR119 got 321 words. Ashley Hedge got 319. The Luke Skywalker 2 got 388. Way to go, everyone. You are all doing great.
Thank you so much for writing with us so far. Looks like we've got a pretty good group.
Yeah. If you're just joining us and you don't know anything about word sprints, it's where we set an amount of time to write and then we check back in at the end and share our word counts. The next sprint, let's start it on the 5. 2 minutes from now.
Just the 2 of us.
Because it's just the 2 of us and it's hard to fill space when there's 2 of us. Also, feel free to ask any questions you might have in the comments.
Give us something to talk about between sprints next time.
Yeah, we love things to talk about. Yeah, let us know what you're listening to. If you're listening to any music while you write. Are you listening to anything, Kelly?
Quiet writing all the way. I get way too distracted.
All the way.
How about you?
I have tinnitus, so it's basically a constant ringing in my ears. So I have to have music on. Otherwise, it's like all
that would be
day.
distracting.
Yeah. So I'm listening to Halsey today because I feel angry with the world or something. I don't know. But I don't know. Refreshing the comments.
I always wonder about anyone who comes in like for the first time on a word sprint while we're mid-writing. It just has no idea what's going on.
Yeah. On Twitter, we've got Colleen Mason, got 395 words. Way to go, Colleen. And it's the first thing she's written in a month, so that's amazing. We've also got Prophetic Prose. Usually listens to Lindsay Sterling when they write,
good choice.
but not right now. Yeah. And it's 8:05. So we're gonna start writing again. we're going to resurrect some old prompts. But in this section, include a description of the food that your character would traditionally eat, whether it's contemporary and they're macking down on pizza, or you're in a fantasy world and things are totally crazy. And we will see you at the 25. And you can do it! Go! Yay! And time.
How'd that one go?
I have to math it. I got 474 that time. So,
pretty good.
Yeah, a little better than my last one, which is the goal. How'd you do?
Not totally sure. I forgot to separate it out from my last sprint, so I'm at like 1,062 total between the two. So whatever that is.
Right on. Let us know how you did in the comments or on Twitter, #WNSprint at YAWordNerds. I realized I missed one. We've got Courtney's here over on Twitter, working on revising an intro for her Regency romance. Let's see how you guys are doing in the comments. Rocky 5FP got 638 words, which is awesome. Megan H took this sprint off for dinner, but got a good bit of editing done in the first one. Layla asked, what are your tips for working on multiple works in progress at the same time? Which I feel like you are a master of right now, Kelly.
Yeah, I do that a lot. There's always going to be issues. Like I find my characters tend to sneak into the wrong manuscript sometimes, but mostly their names, not their actual personalities, but I have to check for that. So otherwise it's really just giving yourself at least a few minutes to like separate things out. Like I try to do one manuscript in the morning and one in the evening so that I kind of have time to readjust to what it is I'm trying to write. It doesn't have to be that long, but definitely give yourself some space. And I imagine it's very hard to do that if you're pantsing. So have some sort of idea of what you're doing for each story. Because otherwise it's all just going to become one super story by the time you're done.
Yeah. We've also got a question from Rocky 5FP. How did you guys find your writing group? So I was in college and heard that there was a children's literature class on campus. And so I decided to audit the class, which is where you go, but you don't have to take any of the tests. And you just kind of take the class, which I'm all about because I don't test well. And Kyra, who has been on the Word Nerds quite often, was the teaching assistant. And she wrote up on the board, starting a writing group. Meet us outside after class if you're interested. And I was really scared because I had only been seriously writing for like 3 months, but I went for it and it turned out to be awesome. And since then, the group has kind of evolved. Me and Kyra are the only original members, even though there were 6 of us at the time. And then I brought in some of the Word Nerds.
Yeah, now it's online and not in Utah.
Yeah, we used to meet on campus, which was really fun because we were all like there in person. But now we do it over Google Hangouts. So yeah, I've also seen lots of things posted at like the local libraries and stuff, looking for writing groups. So you could check that out. You could be the one to post those things. Yeah, it's scary, but it was so worth it. We've got lots of people listening to Halsey in the comments.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, I'm like, I could listen to that, but I know I plan with my writing. Die Facing Our Foes has a specific question. Their main character just killed someone in self-defense, and they're trying to convey that process accurately, but can't just go out and kill someone in self-defense to experience it. Anyone have any tips on how to make myself feel something similar to that without committing a felony? Reading. I had to research a lot of serial killers for one of the books that I wrote.
and reading like firsthand accounts from serial killers who were caught. And I'm certain there are even more firsthand accounts from people who killed out of self-defense because they are more sane than serial killers. But looking up as many of those as you can, studying them, it's really as close as you can get. Refresh the comments. Let's do the next sprint at the 35, which is 4 minutes from now.
Sounds good.
We've got the Luke Skywalker 2 is listening to the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe movie soundtrack right now. Sabra wrote maybe 100 words. The Sockmaster got 233. The Luke Skywalker 2 got 301. Molly Winter got 409. Ashley Hedge, 494. Prophetic Prose, 324-ish words. James Brody got 379 this time. Way to go, everyone. Over on Twitter, we've got Courtney, missed the first sprint, but got 630 words this time. And used the prompt with an elegant dinner. Ooh, I love those in Regency books. Kyra got 903 words on that last sprint and said, yeah, writing group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Colleen Mason got 544 this time around. Thank you so much for being here, guys. If you're just tuning in, we're doing word sprints in which we set an amount of time to write, and then we write for that amount of time and share our word counts and do a victory lap and cheer each other on. Feel free to ask any questions you might have about writing in the comments. Share your word counts, share your favorite lines. We love it all. We've got 2 minutes until our next sprint.
You've been doing some pretty solid hosting this time around.
Oh, thanks.
Makes you miss the other word nerds.
It's true.
Just not the same without the banter.
We've got Cassie Noble is here, not doing the write-in, but currently in the first round of edits for her novel. And she said, I would much rather be writing. I feel you. Prophetic Prose had one of their characters feed a depressed friend ice cream.
That always helps.
Yes, it does. Molly is very distracted by the sounds of the boys on the floor above her in the dorm. It sounds like they're playing soccer or moving furniture. The Luke Skywalker 2 asked, how would you write sister-sibling dynamics if you never had a sister? Which is a tough question.
I have things on that, but I don't think I can answer it in a minute, so we'll like jump in with that after.
Okay.
I think.
We'll answer that after the break. Yeah, that means you have to stay. You're stuck with us.
Or you can always watch the video later. There's no pressure here.
No option. You must stay with us. You have to be our friends.
All right, what's our next prompt?
Our next prompt, that's a very good question. Let's see. Use the line, listen, we both know we're here for the same reason.
Ooh, wondering how I can use that.
And good luck. Write all the words, and we will see you at the 55. time.
Doing pretty well tonight. How'd that go?
I got 417, which might be exactly what I got last time. It sounds really familiar. But my main character is about to get in big trouble, which is always fun.
I'll probably pester you to hear like more specific details about this manuscript in post chat because I'm super curious.
I'm getting excited. Now that I have the synopsis, it feels a lot more like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to change a lot in revision still, namely the love interest personality, because right now he doesn't have one. So, he has one in like the first 3 scenes, and then it's like, why do they like him? So that's gonna have to get fixed. How'd you do?
593.
593. Yeah. Let us know how you did in the comments or on Twitter, #WNSprint. I'm gonna tweet now. Okay. Let's head for the comments. Oh, we're gonna start with the Luke Skywalker 2's question.
Right.
Writing a sister dynamic when you've never had a sister. It's probably a lot closer to brother dynamics than you would expect. Depending on the people, of course, you know, individuals are always different, but I know that you can still have sisters that are like very loudly fighting. It doesn't have to be all passive aggressive, though some of it probably will be.
Yeah, for sure. And like Megan said, there's not one right answer. Like you can draw from a lot of different relationships in order to form really anything that you're going to have in your book that you may not be familiar with. But you see sibling dynamics all the time in TV and movies and other books. So you can draw from that and some of your own close friendships with people you've known for a long time. Or there's a lot of different places you can pull from, just trying to build off of people that your character would have known for their entire lives, to have seen them before they were anything, really, depending on the age difference of your characters.
Yeah. And definitely just keeping in mind, like, these are people who are close enough to not mind fighting. And knowing your characters well enough to know, like, how they're going to handle those conflicts, because they do come up with families. So is it explosive? Does one person kind of draw in? Because that'll kind of dictate a lot of how the relationship goes when things are getting tough, which is a lot of books, because conflict. Yeah.
Hopefully that was somewhat helpful.
The Sockmaster got 179 words. Was unable to work in the prompt, but did put in a constant vigilance as an ode to Mad-Eye Moody, which is awesome. The Luke Skywalker 2 got 279. Erin Latimer got 636. Yay, Erin!
Erin!
She's sick, so she's not going to be showing her face, but she's here. James Brody got 316. Let's check the Twitter. Kyra Nelson got 895, and Colleen Mason got 633. You guys are killing it, man. Doing so well. We've got a question from Nima asking, what font do you guys write in? Sometimes I'm like, I'm into Helvetica. It makes my words look good. And then sometimes I'm like, Helvetica sucks. It's ruining everything. They used to use Times, but don't know if they're really there anymore emotionally. Like, they've moved on. Dropped the serifs. That's awesome.
Trying to find. I usually just write in defaults. I don't really.
Yeah. I use the default for Scrivener, which is Courier New.
And I like it. Like, it has just a very, like, no nonsense, get stuff done vibe to it.
When I'm revising, I like Garamond.
Good
I
choice, good choice.
like rounder letters, you know. I like it. It's my happy place. Let's do our next and final sprint at the 5. I'll check the comments again in a second, but thank you so much for being with us. We love sprinting with you guys, and it feels so good to be productive. I've written more words today than I have in a long time, and hopefully you have too, unless you are awesome. I mean, ideally you are awesome and you're writing this many words every day, but
I have not been lately. I definitely need to do this.
Yeah. The sprint will last 20 minutes, as they all have, because we're nothing if not consistent. The Sock Master said, Erin is here in our hearts. Get well soon, Erin. Prophetic Prose got 220 words, got distracted by a text. Text messages, man, they'll get you every time. Then Facebook, I did end up for a little bit on Facebook because someone posted pictures of their dog going to get ice cream for their birthday. It was
I'm not
amazing.
able to resist that either.
Yeah. You can't say no to that when the dogs are getting ice cream.
The trick is you shouldn't put yourself in a position to have to say no to dogs getting ice cream. You're not looking at Facebook. You don't know that that's a thing that's happening.
Yeah. But you know they're there. Deep in your heart, you know there are dogs.
Somewhere there is a dog getting ice cream.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing every time. Again, feel free to ask us any questions you have in the comments. There's 3 minutes until our next sprint. We love sprinting.
We will try to do this sometime soon, not on a Sunday.
Yeah, we still need to pick a day for this month.
Yeah.
Or we'll let you know.
Good point.
If you have any preferences about days and you didn't get to express those preferences in the survey, feel free to leave them in the comments.
Especially if you're watching this when it's not live and you can't make Sundays, that is who we are trying to figure in so everyone gets to join us at some point. Although, if you sprint on Sundays and you happen to be free on whatever other day we pick, love to have you back.
Yep. And hopefully we're going to be doing one non-Sunday write-in per month. That is the goal. So we've verbally committed to it a couple times on here. So you can hold us to it now. You can scold us, but hopefully nicely scolding us, because I can handle a nice scold. The mean ones, I get real sad. 1 minute until our next sprint.
What's our next prompt?
Our next prompt is going to be describe the room in which your main character sleeps, or the area in which your main character sleeps. Because I know in a lot of fantasies, the main characters don't have the rooms. Books. What are you reading right now? I didn't ask you that.
I just finished Maybe an Apple at the End of the World or something along those lines.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones Kaylin suggested for
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I think I read it in like a day and a half.
The First Draft podcast with that author, and she was really funny, and it made me super want to read the book.
Yeah. It's one of those nice ones where the sequel's already out, so I can just jump in whenever I want to.
Oh, there's multiple books. How many books are there going to be?
Just 2, I think, because the last one came out in 2014. So
I love duologies. You don't have to wait that long to know how it ends.
I'm a fan.
With that, It is now the 05. This is our final word sprint of the night. Write your hearts out. Hopefully this will be your best sprint yet. Prompt, describe the area in which your character sleeps, and we will check back in at the 25. And time. How'd you do?
I have to math.
Math. The worst.
565.
Awesome. I got 427. Oh, a little what?
I was just gonna say I was a little less than last time, but my internet cracked out for a bit, so I had to panic and do that.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm glad you made it back. That
Yeah, I
would've
was
been
like, no,
awkward.
you're gonna have to close the room.
Yeah, I got 427, so apparently that's my sweet spot right now. Can't seem to break out of it. Let us know how you did in the comments or on Twitter. Hashtag WNSprint at YA Word Nerds. We've got a question from King McKay. What do you think is the best way to get started writing when you have no experience and terrible writing skills but are full of ideas?
Usually I'd recommend fan fiction, but if you've got ideas of your own, just jump in with that and start writing, because the only way your skills are going to improve is writing. So You can always go
Yeah.
back and revise these ideas once you've gotten a little more know-how when it comes to getting your ideas down on the page, but just get started.
Yeah. It's that easy and that hard.
Yeah, no kidding.
Think Neil Gaiman said that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
On Twitter, Kyra got 1,096 and showed both of us up. The Sockmaster got 271. Prophetic Prose got 154. James Brody got nearly 400. The Luke Skywalker 2 got 303. Nima got 365 words written in Courier Prime. Megan H said, after tonight's editing, I am within 15 pages of being done with the first round of edits for my book. That is amazing. That is such a good feeling. Way to go. You got this. You could finish that so soon. Oh man, that's exciting. We've got Erin got 400 this time. She says, too much time painting nails beforehand. Chanti got 531 words, just finished another scene. Didn't use the prompt because they usually don't work for you. They don't usually work for me either. I end up getting so excited about the prompt that I don't write anything else, and I just spend the whole time trying to figure out how I can work pizza into this like fantasy novel. So that's okay. You don't have to use the prompts. Cassie Noble is 8 pages of edits away. Kay got 478 words. Over on Twitter, Colleen got 629 words this time around. Yeah, thanks so much for being here, guys.
Yeah, this was pretty productive. Like if you add up people's individual totals from all the sprints, it comes together to be something pretty impressive.
Yeah, now I kind of want to do that. Maybe I will after the challenge.
Got a lot of words written together.
Yeah. Be sure to tune in next week when we are going to be talking about finding an agent. We'll have Erin, who has an agent, and a couple people who have worked at agencies before, interned for them. So it's going to be really good and really informative. So you should be there or be square. Valuable information, probably even if you're not planning to traditionally publish.
Always useful to know more about the publishing industry.
And query letters are basically book blurbs. And you want a really good book blurb. I'm going to refresh the comments one more time. See if we got anything. William is here and got 342 this time. So way to go. Am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to us if you're not already subscribed to us, because we love subscribers. And we'll see you tomorrow for Ink Slinging Monday. Yeah. Bye.
Bye, guys.